Hola amigos, I'm the Spanish chef Omar Ali Boy, and today I'm going to show you how to cook al y pebre, eels with potatoes stew. I thought I would make the most of this trip to Valencia to cook for you a regional dish. And even though I've eaten it numerous times, I've only cooked it twice or three times at most. So I'm not a master at it. But thanks to my mother-in-law and loads of tips that I will be asking today, I'm sure I will give you the very best of all recipes. So come with me and let's find those eels. Iván, buenos días.
Hola, buenos días.
¿Qué tal?
Muy bien.
¿Me puedes dar un kilito de anguila, por favor? Mediana.
Vamos, Marta. Medianitas, ¿eh?
Sí. I've just asked for 1 kilogram of eels. They are of medium size. Not that they are any better than the small ones or the larger ones, but depending on the purpose. For today's ali pebre, that's what I need. They are a fascinating animal, I'll tell you very quickly. But they are, they are, how do you call it? When they put the eggs, they are in the Gulf of Mexico. And as larvas, they go all the way through the currents, all the way to Spain, England, Holland, you name it, through the Strait of Gibraltar as well. And you find them in the deltas here in the Delta del Turia, Delta del Guadalquivir, in Seville, in the River Ebro as well, in farther north in the Mediterranean Sea. And they go all the way to England and Holland as well. And then it's where they are catched and then raised and fed, so they grow bigger. And that journey from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to Europe, they do it without eating anything, just as larvas, until they reach fresh river. Oh, there you go. That's the preparation. They have to be alive until the very last minute. That's why you will never see eels in a market or in a supermarket which are dead, because they go very stiff. So you only have about 1 to 2 days. Otherwise, they start dehydrating and they are not good to eat, to be honest with you. Sorry if there is anyone squeamish for this video, but it's the only way. Food comes from nature, and I know it's not the most pleasurable thing to see, but for us who respect food and love food, we do understand it needs to be fished, it needs to be hunted, and it needs to be killed. Thanks very much. Muchas gracias. Perfecto. Now it's time to get into the kitchen, and to make this ali pebre we're going to need almonds, 1 cayenne chili, sweet smoked paprika, garlic, flat leaf parsley, extra virgin olive oil, the eels, which I recommend you to ask your fishmonger to clean them for you, bread, potatoes, fish stock, and table salt. And we're going to start by slicing the bread in 1 finger thick slices, as well as peeling the garlic and thinly slicing it too. For this recipe, I'm using a beautiful terracotta dish that gives a bit of a rustic flavor, and I'm going to put it into medium heat and fry the almonds and the slices of bread for a couple of minutes until golden. While that happens, I'm going to peel the potatoes and cut them into large chunks, but in a particular way, just cutting halfway with the paring knife and then clipping it. This will allow for more starch to be released from the potatoes and thicken up my stew very nicely. Now remove the almonds and the fried bread from the pan, set it aside, and on the same oil we're going to start frying the thinly sliced garlic with the cayenne chili for like a minute, and then we're going to add the generous amount of paprika, as you can see. followed straight away with the potatoes, which we are going to saute so that they are fully coated in that beautiful oil and they will infuse very nicely, and pour after just about 30 seconds the same quantity of fish stock than water. And now we're going to pound with a pestle and a mortar our fried bread with the fried almonds and the parsley, a very traditional picada that we call in Spain, that we use for loads of things and thickening up stews, which gives it a beautiful flavor. After about 5 minutes of stewing and simmering your potatoes, which are halfway cooked, we're going to add the picada. From this point you'll see that the stew starts thickening quite a lot, and after about 5 to 8 minutes, depending on the potatoes, your potatoes will start to be ready. But we want them slightly overcooked, so add your eel into the pot and we're going to simmer it for a further 10 minutes on low heat. You will know when the eels are ready because the fishmonger cuts the eels widthways, but it always leaves a thin string of a skin which attaches every single piece. When it divides into pieces completely and it separates, that means the eel is perfectly cooked. Rectify of salt if needed, and it's ready to be served. And how easy was that? A few ingredients put together, and remember that what it prevails, it's always the technique. If you don't like eel, you can always substitute it by any white flesh fish, such as cod or hake, or even conger eel that may be more easy to find. And let me give it a taste, just so that I can tell you what it tastes like. It's really hot. Quite paprika-ish, subtle on the seafood stock, and but really delicious, and a very warming fish stew. I hope you enjoy the recipe. Please subscribe to the channel and see you again on the next video. Hasta pronto. Adiós. If you enjoy the video, please like it, share it and subscribe.